Eric Bean, CEO of H33, take 3 for the hats demo. So down in Consensus Miami, huge discussion. How do you control your AI? Your AI is out of control. And people are kind of looking at AI like they're looking at their wives. They're like, I can't control it. I just can't control. She does what she wants. How am I supposed to do anything about it? I have good news for you. The AI is much easier than your wife could ever dream of being, or that you could be if we were talking from a female's point of view. She can't control you either, although I bet some of you are probably going, but she already has beaten me. That's fine. I'm not going to touch that. So this is a hats demo, and let me walk through the essence of hats. Hats is about replacing trust us with trustless math. So we are going to show how you don't have to wonder whether or not you're going to be hacked anymore. We're going to show you how it makes it mathematically impossible for certain hackings, and all things such. Also with AI. AI, what's the big issue with AI? AI is learning on your data. It's training on your data. It's accessing your data. Well, what if you're a bank? What if that data is my social security number, your social security number, or your medical records, or your mom's medical records, whatever the case is? You don't want the AI seeing that. You don't want it exposing it. You don't want it training on it. You don't want it sharing it. Nobody does. So right now people are like, well, it's impossible. We have to use AI. So it just is what it is. We'll let AI, expose. Or AI is going out and doing $5 million trades, in large trades. And you're going, how did that happen? I didn't do anything. So it's no longer the case. We're going to show you that. Here's how we fix it. And I shall show you. Hold on one second. Let me figure out how this bad boy works. Customer dashboard, hats, share. Okay. Share to YouTube Studios. Okay. So hopefully you can see. So this is what the hats main piece is. This is a customer dashboard. Here's your score. This is a live attestation of what the data policy is for this particular database and account. In this particular case, we have 6 controls. We have MFA enforcement. Is the MFA on? Yes or no? This is verified by post-quantum math. So when I say an attestation, what that means is that 3 post-quantum keys are signing that this is the status for that particular thing, MFA enforcement, at this particular date and time for Eric Beans on this account and this day and this time. And this is the status. The MFA is currently verified. The endpoint protection, which is your APIs and your other, any endpoint that you want, you can have in there. You've got encrypted backups. Why is encrypted backups on here? Because when people steal data, if they steal data with us, they just get ciphertext, which is just gibberish. They can't do anything with it unless you don't have encrypted backups. If you have encrypted backups, they can't say, hey, pay us $100,000 or we won't give you your gibberish back. If you have encrypted backups, you can say, well, we have our own gibberish. We don't need your gibberish. Go play with our gibberish. Keep it, throw it away, do whatever you want with it. Stare at it. It's got a lot of letters. Doesn't matter. We already have backups and run that way. So the encrypted backups, it's called ransomware, where they steal and say, hey, we're going to hold this hostage unless you pay us. This gives you the ability to give them the finger, tell them to go on their way and not have to worry about it. Network segmentation makes it easier for encrypted backups. That's all that is. And then patch cadence, if there's something that needs fixing, you can send the information to whoever you need or send to all and say, this is how we'd fix this. And all of these things need to be remediated and fixed for us to be at 100%. So if you're at the front, let's see if I can get this done right this time. Control-Shift-M. Okay, so I just turned off MFA, and you notice that the score dropped from 87 to 72. This is a live attestation, so you can see when that happened, how it happened. So again, this plays into the AI discussion, because on the AI side, if you've protected AI from mathematically seeing your data, you now know it. You have an attestation that that's happened. On the other side, we attest the actual AI itself. So we can attest hundreds of AI agents. What does that mean? That means that every instruction for what they do is live attested. The audit trail's there. It's not, we kind of got a little bit of a log. Now, you know exactly what led to what happening. When the AI agent performs an action, you know exactly what that action was told. So if a person goes, They made a $5 million trade. I didn't tell them to do that. And you look and it says make 5M trade, and they thought they were making, putting a dollar sign, accidentally put an M. It was human error as opposed to AI error. Whereas on the flip side, if somebody didn't actually put 5M and the AI did make that thing, make that trade, you have a full audit trail automatically. So auditors, if you're in compliance, this is as good as it gets. You have every single event that happens is proofed. And each one of these keys is tied to individuals who have certain permissions. So look at it as usually you have an administrator that says Eric has admin access for these documents. It's not like that. The key actually controls mathematically what you can and can't see. So each thing that happens is tied to the individual and tied to the permissions. So you know exactly what happened, when it happened, how it happened. Sometimes you have to go, well, how did it happen? Well, I turned off my MFA. I turned off my security. I just didn't think it'd be a big deal. Well, big deal. We just got hacked. Let me turn this back on while I'm sitting here. It's now asking me for my passphrase. There I go. I'm back on. My MFA is back in the saddle. So the cool thing about what you're looking at, this is actually done right now. We have it once every 4 hours. It's no need for every second. But this gives customers, people, complete control over their AI, what it can see. You can confirm that your data is mathematically unable for the AI to see. That does not mean the AI cannot interact with your data. Just because it can't see it doesn't mean it can't interact with it. That's a whole different story. That's something we patented. But your AI can actually do certain perform actions without ever even seeing the data itself, which is awesome. That way your AI can actually work without seeing, which is, one of one. Doesn't exist anywhere else, but it's lots of fun over here. And in that case, you also have the AI attestation. So the AI isn't in the data. You know exactly what the AI is doing, how it's doing, when it's doing. And finally, we have what's called Q key. What Q key does is it makes you be able to put rules on financial transactions that the AI has to adhere to. What do I mean by that? So let's say in that $5 million transaction piece, the AI tried to make a $5 million trade. That would kick off Q key, which would go through a series of people to say, yes, this is a $5 million trade. I approve it. Yes, I approve the $5 million trade. Now it's out the door and the trade is good. Whereas if it were wrong, it would give a human being the ability to override it and say no. Now in terminal right now, it asks you a bunch of yes or no's. It's very easy just to hit yes all day. But when you get a $5 million, hey, are you really trying to do a $5 million trade? You click yes or no more carefully in that case. It keeps you from having your AI make financial transactions or major decisions without it kicking up the stream to make sure that somebody who's a human will make that final determination and not some robot that doesn't really care. So that's how HATS works. HATS is a autonomous trust standard. It gives you a live attestation into everything that's happening to make sure that your AI cannot interact with your data, that your data is completely encrypted and mathematically impossible to use by anybody who would steal it, including the AI itself. So that's HATS, and that's one of our products over here. And hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll be doing more of these in the future. Thank you so much.